Good morning, friends. I welcome you all to my online learning sessions. Right. So in previous sessions, we have been discussing many things about. We have finished matrices. We have already started the determinants. I have given introduction to determinants also. Okay. So let us start with the new concept in the determinants. There is nothing but properties of determinant. So what are the properties of determinant? First one is determinant of A transpose. There are total seven properties. So first one, what it says is determinant of A transpose should be equal to will be equal to determinant of A. So if you take any determinant, right, and if you calculate the transpose, if you take any matrix, transpose of matrix, and if you calculate the determinant value of that A, then it will be equal to its determinant value. A transpose, determinant of A transpose will be equal to determinant of A. For example, let A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. Then determinant of A is what? 2, 3, 4, 5. So its determinant value will be nothing but 2 into 5 minus 4 into 3. So 2 into 5 is what? 10 minus 12, that is nothing but equal to minus 2. So if A is 2, 3, 4, 5, its determinant is minus 2. What will be A transpose? 2, 4, 3, 5. What is transpose? Writing rows in terms of columns and column in terms of row. So here first row I have written as first column and second row I have written as second column. So what will be determinant of A transpose? Or what will be? Okay, this is 2, 4, 3, 5. If I calculate this value, 2 into 5 minus 3 into 4. So this is once again 10 minus 12. So nothing but minus 2. So you can see determinant of A transpose is minus 2, whereas determinant of A is also equal to minus 2. So that is why determinant of A transpose will be equal to determinant of A. Is that clear? So next thing is this space. Let us clean up for taking up some examples here. Okay. So next one is if we interchange any two rows or two columns, then sign of determinant remains, sign of determinant changes, right? So in any determinant, if rows and columns are interchanged, then sign of the determinant will change. Okay. For example, let us take the same thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. What was the value of this? 2 into 5 minus 4 into 3. So that is 10 minus 12. That is nothing but equal to minus 2. Now I will change the rows. Row 1 interchanges with row 2. Then what happens to A? 4, 5, 2, 3. So what will be its value? 4 into 3 minus 2 into 5. So 4 into 3 we know it is 12, 2 into 5 is 10. So 12 minus 10 is 2. See, initially the value of determinant we got it as minus 2. After interchanging the rows we got it as plus 2. So the sign has changed from minus to plus, that is from negative to positive. So this is how the second property is there. If we interchange any two rows or any two columns, then sign of determinant will remain, will change. Okay, that was the second property. I hope you all have understood this one. Third one is if any two rows or columns of determinant are identical. If any two rows or two columns are identical. What is the meaning of identical? That is same. For example, here 2, 3 I am having. If here also if I have 2, 3, then two rows are identical. Or if I am having 2, 4 here. Here also if I have 2, 4, then it is called as identical. Okay, if any two rows or columns of any determinant are identical or proportional also, that means here I am having 2, 3. Here if I have 4 and 6, right? So here 4 is proportional to 2. If I have instead of 5, if I have 6, then 6 will be proportional to 3, right? So what will be the factor there? It will be 2. So if any two rows or two columns are identical or proportional, proportional means they should be in the same ratio, right? Any two rows or two columns, if they are in the same ratio, then the value of determinant will become equal to 0. Is that clear? If two rows or two columns are identical, that is same value, or if two rows or two columns are proportional. Proportional means they should be in the same ratio. They should be in the same ratio. Elements of two rows or two column, corresponding elements should be in the same ratio. Then the value of determinant is 0. Okay. For example, let us take A is equal to 3, 4, 3, 4. Here what is the thing? Two values are two rows are identical. Then what is its value? 3 into 4 minus 3 into 4. That is nothing but 0. That is nothing but 0. So if they are identical, then they are 0. If they are proportional, see, you can see 4 into 2 is 8, 3 into 2 is 6. So 8, 6 and 4, 3, they are in some ratio, right? Then also the value will be equal to 0. How it is? So you see 4 into 6 minus 8 into 3. So what is 4 into 6? 24. What is 8 into 3? 24. Is that clear? So this is how this third property is. If the any two rows or any two column, here I have taken an example for row, you can take an example for column also. You can make the column identical or column proportional, then you try to calculate the value, then value of the determinant will become equal to 0. If any two rows or column of determinant are identical or proportional, then the value of determinant is 0. Okay, so coming to next one, multiplying a determinant by k. What is k? K may be any number. K is a constant here. It may be any number, right? Multiplying a determinant by k means multiplying the elements of only one row or column by k. That means if the in matrix what was there, if k is there outside the matrix, when it comes it gets multiplied to every element. If k is there here, right? For matrix what happens? If it was a matrix, then k when it comes inside it gets multiplied with all the elements, that is with 3, that is with 4, that is with 3 and 4, all the elements inside the matrix. But it is not so in the determinant. In determinant, if k is there outside, when it comes inside, either it multiplies to every element of one row or every element of one column. You can multiply it to any row or any column, not for the entire matrix. Is that clear? Not for the entire matrix. So k is outside. If it goes inside, either it gets multiplied to first column or second column or first row or second row. Any one thing, not for entire elements. Right? K outside going inside gets multiplied with one row or one column. That's it. It will not multiply to entire row or column. Okay. Coming to fifth one, if we multiply each element of any row or column by a constant k, then value of determinant will get multiplied by k. So this is the reverse of this. What is this fifth one? Reverse property of fourth. Reverse of the property 4. What was property 4? If whole determinant is multiplied by k, when it comes inside, it gets multiplied to either one row or one column. Right? Okay, so it gets multiplied with either one row or one column. But what is property 5? he is telling the reciprocal of property 4. If any one row or column is multiplied, if any one row or column, if it is multiplied with k, then whole determinant gets multiplied by k. For example, in property 4, if speaking about property 4, when k comes inside, I can take it as 3k, 5k, 7, 9. I am multiplying it to first row. You can multiply it to second row, second row, first column or second column. That was about property 4. What about property 5? If any row or column is multiplied by the constant k, right, then if I have multiplied any row or column by a constant k, then whole determinant, the value of whole determinant will get multiplied by the constant k. Same thing here, from inside we are taking outside. If k is inside, if it goes inside, how it should be done? It is given in the property 4. If k is there inside, if it coming out, then what should be done? That is given in the property 5. So is that clear? So this was about the fifth property. Coming to sixth one, what is telling here? If elements of any row or column, if elements of any row or column in a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more elements, then the whole determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinant. So what is telling? Let A is equal to, see, any row or any column. Okay, so I will take it as column of a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more elements. What is sum of two or more elements? There are, in one column, there are more than one term added together. For example, 2 plus 3, 5 plus 7, 6 plus 8, then 3, 5, 9, 11, 12, 17. If this is the determinant, what is there in the first column? First, in every element of first column are the sum of two numbers, that is 2 and 3, here 5 and 7, here 6 and 8. They are the sum of two terms. Okay, then if they are the sum of two terms, then this whole determinant can be expressed as sum of two determinants. That is, first row you write first column 2, 5, 6, second one 3, 5, 9, this is 11, 12, 17, plus what is there here? 3, 7, 8, 3, 5, 9, 11, 12, 17. Okay, this is how you can express this. This thing is split, right? In first determinant you get first part, in second determinant you get second part. If you have three terms, then one more determinant will come, right? Here first column is expressed as sum of two terms, so first column will be split, remaining two columns will remain as it is. Same is the condition if the rows are there, right? So only first row will change, remaining everything will remain as it is. Is that clear? That was about the sixth property. If elements of any row or column in a determinant is expressed as sum of two or more elements, then the whole determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. Is that clear? Okay. So I hope the sixth property is clear to you. Let us start with seventh one. If to each elements of any row or column, equimultiples of any other row or column are added. Equimultiples of any other row or column are added, then the value of determinant remains unchanged. So what is the meaning of this? So here what he is telling, let A is equal to 5, 7, 11, 13. Okay. If to each elements of any row or column, so to each element means every element, to each element of any row or column. So any row or column, it may be first row, it may be second row, it may be first column, it may be second column. So if to each element of any row or any column, he is speaking specifically about row or column, not to entire determinant, right? Equimultiples of any other row or columns are added, right? Equimultiples of any other row or column are added, right? Then the value of determinant will remain unchanged. Let us see this. What is the value of this determinant? 5 into 13 minus 11 into 7. So what is 5 into 13? 5 into 13 is 65. 11 into 7 is 77. So what is 65 minus 77? Minus 12. So now what he is telling, so in this determinant, if I add any other row or column to this one, so for example, I am adding second row to first row. If I am adding second row to first row and then I am trying to calculate the value, then the value of determinant will remain unchanged. So to each elements of any row or column, if equimultiples of other row are added, equimultiples of other row are added. So let us take second row is multiplied by 2. 5, 7, 11. So if this is 22, this is 26. So what I have done here, I have multiplied 2 to this one, right? So if I add this one, let it be 11 and 13. For this instant, let it be 11 and 13. Now I am multiplying 2 to this and I am adding to first row, right? So what happens? So R1 changing to R1 plus 2R2. So then what will be my A value? 5 into 5 plus 22, that is 27, right? Then 13 into 2 is 26, 26 plus 7 is 33, this is 11 and 13. Okay, so now if I take the value, what will be this one? 27 into 13 minus 11 into 33. So 27 into 13 is 27 into 10 is 270. 27 into 10 is 3 is 21. So what will be 27 into 13? Or you can write directly 27 into 10 is 270. 27 into 3 is how much? So it is 81. Right? So 270 plus 81. So you can write it as, or if you are having problem, calculate it. 27 into 13. 3 into 7 is 21. 3 into 2 is 6 plus 7 and 2. Right? Sorry. 2 into 7 is 21. 2 into 3 is 6 plus 2, 8. Plus 7 and 2. So 1, 8 plus 7, 15, 351. Okay. So similarly, what is 33 into 11? So it is 33 here. So it will be 3, 6, 3, right? Minus 363. So what is 351 minus 363? Minus 12. You can see here, this is minus 12 and this is also minus 12. Right? What is the meaning is, if you multiply any number to same number to any other row and add it to some row or column, here I have multiplied 2 to second row and added it to first row, so the value remains unchangeable. So is that clear? All the properties are clear, I hope. So by this we will stop this session here. So you make a note of this, you pause this video here and make a note of this. Any doubts, any queries are there, you can get back to me. You can comment me in the comment box. I'll get back to you with the proper solution. Right? So I hope all the 7 properties are clear. So if you don't understand, if you have any problem, once again you go through this video very calmly and very clearly, then you will understand. They are not that difficult. You can understand them very easily. Still, if you are feeling any difficulty, you can comment me in the comment box. Okay? So we'll stop this session here. In the next session, we are going to discuss with the area of the triangle, how to find the area of triangle making use of the determinant. Okay? So we'll stop the session here. Thank you.